Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name is Lorraine Tierney, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I live in a little town called Warner, New Hampshire, and I love to make cards. I love to send cards. I love to share cards with other people, and I really, really like to help other people make cards. So today we're going to make a card. And I'm jumping on without too much notice. So I don't know if you'll find me, but if you do, please say hello and please let me know if you're watching the replay. And if you make a comment or like or share, I really appreciate that a lot. It helps more people to see my videos. Hi, Michelle. So glad you could join me. All right, so let me switch my camera around. We're going to use the Everyday Arches today, and we're going to use the Lovely Garden. And we're going to use part of the Lovely Garden bundle. It has a stamp set that looks like this, and then it has a whole bunch of dies, and it has masks. And the first thing we're going to use are the masks today. And I'm going to use the masks without stamping the image first. So I could stamp this big flower right here first, and then color it in with the masks. But I'm going to do it without coloring it today. I'm going for a little softer look. So we're going to skip the stamped image. So I'm going to tape my piece of paper down. This paper is bigger than the flower that we'll be die cutting it like that. So it's a little bit bigger. So I know I can put a piece of tape there, and even if it sticks to my cardstock, it won't be a problem. It shouldn't because I'm using painter's tape, but just in case. And then I'm going to line up my stencil with this top corner of the paper. There is a notch over here you can use to line it up, but that's way off my paper today. So I'm just going to keep it lined up right there. I have a blending brush, and I have 3 colors of ink that are monochromatic according to the color wheel. So here is, let's see, how does it go? Here's copper clay on the um, color wheel, and then next to it are Cajun Craze and Calypso Coral. So we're going to blend those 3 colors together. Even though this does not look like the best color combination, I did test it out. I think it will be okay. Don't be scared, Michelle. Don't be scared. All right, so I always tap off my blending brush a little bit, and I'm going for subtle. So I'm going to go lightly with this color. And I'm using a piece of basic beige today too, because I'm going earthy and subtle. Now I'm going to go a little darker with the Cajun Craze, and I could wipe on my very dirty chamois. I can wipe a little of that ink off, but since I'm going to a darker color, it's okay. And I'm going to switch to my number 2 mask. This is such a fun bundle. We're doing a whole stamp camp with this bundle where you'll make 6 cards with 6 different fun folds and 6 different techniques in your make and takes. And then on the day of the stamp camp, we'll demonstrate 6 different projects with 6 different fun folds and 6 more techniques. So you'll have a total of 12 fun folds and 12 techniques by the time you're done. So there's the 2 layers. Now I'm going to go to mask number 3. That stamp camp is happening on May 3rd. So it's time to get your Lovely Garden suite ordered. And that's all you have to do to be registered for the stamp camp is order that through me. And then everything else is free. It's quite a deal. You'll get quite a value out of your card. So there's our flowers. Isn't that pretty? I really like how that color combination came out. It's really pretty. All right, so now we have to do our leaves. So let me put that brush away. And we're going to use some Mossy Meadow for our leaves. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to line that up at the top. And it puts the leaves pretty much in the right place for me. And I'm just going to go, this is Mossy Meadow, I think I said. And I'm going to use the same color twice on the leaves. I'll just get a darker shade of Mossy Meadow when this is number 5. And it will be lined up when I line up these corners right here. Okay. And so there you have the leaves. So that is so fun, so quick. You get those colors so easily. You look like an artist, and really, it's just like paint by number. All right, so I need to cut this out, and then I have a couple more goodies to show you. Here is the die. I'm going to just cut this out so the die still lines up, even though we didn't stamp first. It might not be perfect, but it will be good enough. Okay. Let's just put this through. Now I have a 2-part background I want to make. There's our flower. I think that came out great. I have a piece of 4¼ by, no, 5¼ by 4, a matte, and this is also basic beige. And I just ran out of mailing labels on my label printer, and I had this cool little circle thing that I was like, oh, I'm going to save that in case I want to do circles. And I thought, I'm going to do circles today. So I'm going to dip that in some ink, and I'm going to stamp some circles all over this piece. And this is going to be part of the background. The flowers are going to go in the middle, so I'm not worrying about that one, that part too much. All right, so we're going to do that, and I'm also going to run this through the corrugated embossing folder. I love that new folder. Where is it? I'll show it to you. So it looks like this. Hey, Katie, thanks for watching. And I'm gonna put this piece through there. And you're gonna love how it looks when it comes out. All right, so that is our background. Isn't that cool? I love that folder. It is a must-have in your stash. Okay, so we're going to glue this on, and then I'm going to show you something I discovered today with the everyday arches. I'm going to call it, Do You See What I See? It is fun, Michelle. All right, so here's the flower we created, but I don't want it just on that. That's too plain. So I cut 2 of the same size arches out. This die, the one I used, there's 10 arches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, So it's the fifth from the center. The fifth one coming out is the one I used. And look what happens if you put these two arches together like that. You make a heart. Isn't that pretty cool? If you made those in the same color, I thought I cut out another one so I could show you in the same color. I guess I didn't. That would really look like a heart. That surprised me today. The other thing you can do with it, we are going to put it on here, that size. Any two of the same size will make a heart, but this size fits right on the front of a card. It can also be a pocket. If I can pick up my die cut over here. Here we go. You can also make it like a pocket, and you could tuck something in to it if you wanted. I could, let's get that out. I could tuck this in, but I really want to see all of the flowers, but with different flowers. Hi, Sharon. Oh, the two-tone cardstock would be really pretty, Michelle. You are right. I'm sort of covering up that beautiful heart, but this is how I wanted this today. I was wondering if I need a leaf underneath. I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. But before I glue those down, I'm going to want to put a little twine bow on there. And I do have some copper twine. Look at this trick that my friend Michelle, who's on here today, taught me. Cut a little slit in the top of your twine thing, and then you can, whoops, stick your twine right in there, and it won't unroll on you. Isn't that the best? But you can't buy the copper. So if you didn't have the copper, you could take your copper blend. This is the dark copper clay. And I'm just gonna color it. I want to give it a minute to dry before I pick it up and tie. I don't want to put my fingers on it because it's gonna be inky until it dries. I'll just use the cap to hold it down. And I'm letting it roll over a little bit so I get all the sides. And I'm just using my tip gently because I don't want to mash that tip. Okay. Now we'll let that dry and we'll have twine in the right color. And we'll put these on while we wait. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue the two arches together to make my heart. Be still, my heart. Sorry, couldn't resist. All kinds of hints today. Yes, Michelle, I am going to put a little bow on. Yes. And then I'm going to go up just a little bit, not quite all the way to the bottom. And I think we'll pop up the flower with a whole bunch of dimensionals. No saggy flowers allowed. Where's my, here it is. Take your pick tool. Ah, I got my finger stuck in it. There we go. One more. No dimensionals were hurt in the process, I promise. Let me get this messy thing out of here. All right, and then we'll put this on. And what do you think? Is that dry? Yes, that seems to be dry. We'll see. Hopefully I won't get too much all over my hands. And we'll tie a bow. Not a very good bow at this point, but we can fix that. Yeah, and we're going to put a little bow right there. Can you see that? It looks kind of dark. There you go. Of course you need those arches, Michelle. That's my job. I'm going to roll up one of these glue dots as small as I can. And I'm going to put it, whoops, on that stem. And I'm going to press this into the glue dot. There we go. And it's going to hold it just like that. And now, of course, I know bows are so hard, Sherry, aren't they? They're so hard. These are the antique pearls, and I just love them. They come in 3 different sizes. I'm going to put one there. I put the biggest one there. And then I think up here, I'll put a small and a medium. You got to be fair to all the kids, right? So there is the front of that card. I really like that. Now we need to do a sentiment on the inside. Oh, you know what? I was wondering, did I want to use this instead of the arches? But I forgot. I forgot to look at that. Let's use the sentiment, thankful for you, friend. And I'm going to stamp that in copper clay on the inside. And then maybe we'll put just a couple more circles on the inside to carry that theme over. Thankful for you, friend. I'll do them in green again. And we'll just put a couple of these down the side. I want to go off the page a little bit, but I don't want them on the other side of my card, so I'll just mask that. There we go. So there are our circles, and we've carried that theme over. So there you have a card. We used those masks without stamping first, which is something a little bit different. And then we used our arches to make a heart. So those are the couple of things I wanted to pass on today and share with you. I hope that you liked them. I hope you will like this video or give it some hearts. And I hope you'll make a card today. It's a gray, rainy day here. It's been raining all weekend. So it's the perfect day to make some cards. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you later on in the week. Bye.